it's Katie. How are you guys? How is everyone? Okay, welcome. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Hope you're having an amazing night. I'm just hoping that I am live. Yay! Woo! Okay, I'm super cash today. I hope you guys had a great afternoon. Because today was one of those days where I just lounged. Actually, no, I didn't lounge. Haha. Okay, so Saturdays are the day we spend as a family. So I woke up this morning and I got my little boy up and we made some breakfast and then we played. And then I started cleaning because I found an ant. You know, like a tiny ant, like you get an ant in your house and you have to figure out where that ant came from. So that started this whole like rabbit hole of trying to find where the ants were getting into the house. So then I was pulling apart closets and taking shoes out, and I was scrubbing floors, and I was looking through walls, and I had my husband out in the garage trying to figure out where the ants were coming from. And I finally figured out where the ants were coming from, and I'm pretty sure we figured it out and we got it all fixed, which resulted in me cleaning 2 closets, some counters. It was a good day. Then I spent some time with my cats. We went on a really long walk. I did some raking. Oh my gosh, you guys, I did some raking. Can you see that? Oh, our yard has been completely torn up. Torn up. Random cleaning rabbit hole. That's what I call it. Okay, so it's been one of those days, let's just say, where I'm just tired. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to go online. I'm just going to chill. But then all of this stuff happened. And I was like, okay, we have to talk about this because there's so many different stories. So instead of doing just like one, I ended up being able to kill the ants by using some sort of Lysol cleaner. I don't know how I figured it out, but it worked. So ants are gone. Okay. So anyways, last night, so we're going to do something a little bit different here tonight. Sometimes with our streams, we do like one topic, but I figured since I wasn't on all day today, let's do more than one topic. Let's just do kind of like a hodgepodge. So we're going to start with the photo leak of Carly, okay? And then we're going to move on and we're going to talk about Trisha Paytas going live with Big Ed from 90 Day Fiance. And then we're going to go on and talk about Nikki tutorials shading Ellen DeGeneres. And there's just a lot. So that's where we're going to start. But we'll start out with Carly. So I'm sure a lot of you are here for that specific one. Okay. So I'm going to preface this by starting by saying about, I don't know, a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, a subscriber of mine was like in my DMs and they were like, hey, I found this photo of Carly. And I was like, oh, that's weird, being that Brandon and Teresa from Teen Mom OG, if you know anything about the storyline, Brandon and Teresa got into it with Tyler and Kate about posting photos of her on social media because she's not their like legal child. They gave up all custody. Like they don't have any. They have like a closed adoption, from what I understand, that where Brandon and Teresa allow them still to have like minimal contact with her. And so they don't want people sharing photos of their girl because she's not on the show. And so one of my subscribers a couple of months ago was like, I have these photos and I found them by super sleuthing on the internet. So basically what happened is somebody found a photo on Brandon's sister's Facebook page. Okay? Think about that. So somebody went diving. Like you had to find this. You had to search hard for this photo. And they found a photo of her posted on a public setting because Brandon's sister probably never figured a teen mom super sleuth was going to find these photos. So I made the decision, like, first off, Why are you going on to Brandon's sister's Facebook page? That's weird. And then I was like, okay, let's talk about why people think that this photo should even be out there. So I was like, I'm not putting this out. I'm not putting this out. I'm not putting this photo out. And they sent me like 3 photos. And then I just deleted them. Sherry Bancroft says, thank you for all of your hard work in getting us all these stories to us. You are welcome. So then last night I was like hanging out with my husband and I was sitting in the chair and I was like, I happened to be glancing at my Instagram channel or feed. And I noticed that a Instagram page that I follow called Teen Mom Fans, she and I had a falling out. Now we're back together and everything's fine. And I saw that she had posted the photo of Carly. So I'll show you. I've cropped out her photo image so you can't actually see her face. But that's the photo. So the Facebook page where it came from is called Teen Mom 16 and Pregnant. And they shared this photo of Carly. Now, I put the photo, a circle over her face to protect her identity. Sadly, this photo is still on Teen Mom 16 and Pregnant. So I saw the photo being shared and I was like, okay, like this is weird. So I like went on to the post that she posted and I said, because she said, I have permission to share this. And so I said, who gave you permission to share this? Like, whoa. Because I knew these photos were floating around, but I really didn't think anyone was going to post them. I really thought that people would have like the wherewithal to know, like, don't post these photos because you know that Brandon and Teresa don't want these out. I mean, Kate and Tyler can't even post photos of her. Why would it be okay for a blogger to post it, right? So immediately I'm like, who gave permission? Not because I was like mad at her. I just really wanted to know, like, did Brandon and Teresa give permission? Like, who gave permission? And so I end up in a DM with her and she's like, well, I got it from that page. So I'll show you this page. So she got it from this page. And this page said, Catelynn and Tyler's daughter, Carly, old photo, so it's allowed to be posted. Allowed to be posted. Not permission. Not permission. No one had permission to share it, in fact. So, and then she re-imaged it and shared it again. So the first photo was blurry and she ran it through a scanner and then she created it so it was more clear. So the photo is still sitting on this page, which has over 700,000 people that are on it, right? And they are looking at this photo and it's Carly and it's ridiculous. Like nobody had permission. So then you dig through the comments on here and this person said, Brandon and Teresa are going to be pissed. And then the person who actually found it said, I'll try to blow this up for you so you can see this. Because this person just proved that like they say that Brandon and Teresa are going to be pissed, but I highly doubt they say that they're not going to be pissed, but I highly doubt that. Sorry, She says, no, they won't because I found this photo on Brandon's sister's Facebook page and the picture was made public. So they decided because they somehow figured out through internet sleuthing who Brandon's sister was. Weird. And then like, cause Brandon's sister isn't on a TV show. Why are you digging on somebody's sister's page? And then she says, and the picture was made public. So because the picture was made public, you decided to give this to a Facebook page because you figured out it was Brandon's sister's page and it was public. So therefore you had the right to share it. And then she said, I'm the one who shared that photo with this site and I had them wait a few months before they posted it. And then this person says, but how many people know Brandon's sister's page? Because you just told people you got it off there. Well, it's out there now. It's on this page. So now she's saying like, well, thanks Thanks for saying like that you found it on this page. So the page sort of misled people thinking that this was okay, right? And then this person said, I'm curious where this picture came from, considering the parents don't want their pictures shown on social media. And another person responded and said, right, I was just wondering that too. Did they put it in place saying that they don't want her posted or on camera? So here's the thing. This family doesn't want Carly on camera. They don't want her on the show. So if they don't want her on the show and Kate and Tyler can't even post a photo, what gives this random person the right to actually go on and then give this to this page and be like, anyways. And then they said, I am well aware it's an older picture, but it's obviously the way after her parents said they don't want her picture on social media. So this is the person where I'm saying, I'm well aware. That's the person that actually found the photo. So this person's admitting, listen, this photo is after they decided that they didn't want her photos on any sort of social media. Okay? So she said, I know Teresa and Brandon don't want this. And I know that this is after the photo was taken after they asked them never to post photos again. And now it's cool. So I'm going to justify it there. Yeah, I would say Christy, I don't even know what Brandon's sister's name is. And I would say Christy said, it's time for Brandon's sister to put her account on private or delete. And I would say, yes, very much so. Yes, I'm guessing Brandon's sisters didn't understand or maybe think about the fact that there would be creepy sleuths on her page. I don't know. That's weird to me. Like when you start digging into sisters of people that aren't even on the show just to find a photo, Good Golly says, I would imagine Teresa and Brandon now regret an open adoption with Tyler and Catelynn. Fun fact, it's not an open adoption, actually. Okay, so that was this. Okay, so back to this. So last night, I'm in DMs with Teen Mom Fans. Teen Mom Fans assumes because the other page, Teen Mom, that other Facebook page. The other face is the Facebook page. So the Facebook page says, before you guys even say anything, this is an old photo and I would never go against Brandon and Teresa's wishes. I'm allowed to share it because it's older. You guys, the photo's maybe a year old, tops. How much different would this child look in 1 year? In 1 year. The last time we saw Carly, she was like 6 or 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Like they haven't shown her in that long. So she's not going to look that much different in 1 year. So if it's an older picture, it's 1 year old. Stop lying. That's not an old picture. Children don't change that much, especially girls that age, because Carly's not in puberty yet. So anyways, Catelynn ends up getting tagged on this post with Teen Mom Fans, and she's like, you need to take this down. Her parents don't want her in the public, and I respect it, and you should also. So for you to say that you had permission is complete BS. And then she said this was not released with permission. So Catelynn right there says, nope, nobody authorized this photo to go out. Nobody said that this was okay. And when she initially posted the photo, Teen Mom Fans did a hashtag Carly Baltera, which got people super upset. Now, I talked to Teen Mom Fans and I said, I can't tell you what to do, honey, because I like her and I think she was trusting this other page, to be honest. I think Teen Mom Fans was trusting this other page. By the time she shared it, it had been shared on so many other different forums. So she just thought like, hey, it's already been shared. It's fine. So I said the biggest thing that's offensive in this post outside of the photo of Carly is that you hashtagged Carly Baltera. And that's literally not her last name. And that's really offensive to the parents that have been raising her since she's been born. So the photos are still up on that page. It's Teen Moms and 16 and Pregnant. This is a humongous page. It has 100,000 people. Thank you for subscribing, Virginia. Thank you guys so much. Carly's parents should have never let her be on MTV. Yeah, I agree. Whoa, Nadia, what's going on here? Anyways, so yeah, that was that. And so immediately when I started asking questions, there was people in comments on Teen Mom Fans assuming that I was thirsty for the story. Like, oh, she's just mad that you released it first and she didn't have the scoop. Actually, no. I wasn't mad that she released it and I didn't have the scoop. I literally wanted to know, who gave permission? Because if you watch the show, you know that Brandon and Teresa got into a fight with them about putting photos out. You know that they don't want Carly's photos out. Carly isn't even going to be on the show anymore. That's how much they don't want her. They're not going to be on the show with Brandon and Teresa. The last visit they had, we didn't even see photos of Carly. We haven't seen a photo of Carly. So my concern was not like, I want to be thirsty. I want to be the one that puts this photo out. No, I had photos of her months ago and I deleted them and I didn't want any part of it. I just wanted to know who gave permission. And it turned out nobody gave permission. So I was actually trying to help a friend out. And it's not an old photo. So anyways, no, I didn't make you go look. I'm asking you to go report it. And can somebody... I'm actually reporting what happened. I'm not telling anyone to go look. I'm not telling anyone anything. I'm literally trying to make people understand that, like, this is, like, not okay. Yeah. Anyways, I'm bringing light to the situation because the photo is everywhere. My platform is teeny tiny compared to these people's platforms. The page that posted this has 700,000 people on it. 700,000. Way bigger than me. Way bigger. Okay? All right. There you go. So that's what we have there. And Kate wants the photo off and they haven't taken it down. So I don't know what's going on there. Now let's move on. I was actually, this is hilarious. So earlier today, I was watching, like I was just hanging on to I was watching some lives on Instagram, right? So there's been some let's just talk here for a second. So if you follow 90 Day Fiance, which if you haven't been watching before the 90 days, you have got to watch before the 90 days, you guys. This is redonkulously ridiculous. Redonkulous. So Ed, Big Ed, you know, the guy that was in the shower with the chicken, the rat, and her dad this week with the cup. So Big Ed has gotten kind of a big head. And with that big head, some of his colleagues or his showmates are a little bit irritated because after the scene this past week with the chicken, the rat, and the dad in a shower, Big Ed was on his Instagram basically saying that he's the most famous 90 Day Fiance star ever. Ever. And I don't know, whatever. He's funny, kind of. He's creepy, I think, a little bit. And there are celebrities trolling these people now. It's weird, you guys. I think this pandemic has people going nuts because celebrities that would not normally be paying attention to this kind of crap are now obsessed with the show right now too. And Trisha Paytas. Now, if you are a Like if you are familiar with YouTube, you should know who Trisha Paytas is. She is like the consummate troll. She is like on this she is literally on this world like constantly, okay? She has a channel with 5 million subscribers. Trisha has been on YouTube for I don't even know how long, 10 years. And she is the person that can't decide, like in the past year, she has come out as transgender, but she's probably not. She has said that she has dissociative disorder, which she doesn't and has never been diagnosed with. She has, her company is called Crying on My Bathroom Floor. She always is crying, constantly crying. And she had a messy breakup. She has been, anyways. So Trisha has been trolling all of them. She has been trying to connect to any of them. She was dancing to Usman's song. She was trying to talk to Jeffrey. Ew. And then yesterday, she somehow gets on live with Ed. So I have the whole thing. And I just want to we're going to just watch it together because it's freaking hilarious. And he has no idea who she is, you guys. That is how funny this is he literally has no idea who she is. And she is so thirsty for him. She asks him to do a collab with her on OnlyFans. This is so funny.
First of all, I'm so glad to meet you, and thank you for being. I mean, anybody that's my fan, it's great. Like,
I'm a huge fan. I honestly just like you because you're real. You're my favorite on 90 Day Fiancé this season. Like, fuck Jeffrey, fuck Usman. Like, you're everything.
Okay, can you repeat that? I'm just kidding.
She's making seductive faces to the camera, and she's like, F Jeffrey, F Usman, F everyone. And then she oh, you guys.
So first of all, the funniest thing ever is that, so I do dumb things. I shower with the dad, and I ask Rosemary to shave her legs. I don't really think about what I'm doing.
You could ask me to shave my legs. I'd be like, yeah, babe, whatever you want. It's right here.
Okay, I'll be right there. Oh my God. So anyway, so I get all this hate, and then I talk to people like you that just make my day.
You said that to the last 5 people that you were live with.
Okay, can I say something? I didn't think you were listening. So you just gave me the big.
The last 10 people.
You just gave me the biggest comment, but I was doing that on my cameos all day long. Like, my whole message today was about.
She's all, oh my God, you are so amazing. Like, she's so.
Hate, look, hate me, and I do dumb things, and when people order my cameos, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why? So I went out and bought all these dumb costumes, and I dance around like a monkey.
Is that your full-time thing now, or do you still take photographs and stuff?
So I'm supposed to be working, but I'm working from home. But
got it. Are you still a photographer?
You know what? I've done a couple photo shoots. I'm so tight right now that because I have a real job. I'm an interior designer, and I have.
Bree in chat says, I thought this was Trisha Paytas at first. That is Trisha Paytas. That's literally Trisha Paytas.
High-end clients, and they call me today and they yell at me, why doesn't all my hardware match to my whole unit? Or why are my 6-inch cans smaller than my 2-inch cans? So I'm doing that during the day, usually to about 2. I have a sandwich, and then I do my cameos for about 4 hours.
Wow, so you're booked. You don't do adult work or anything like that, though, right?
No, but I'm going to learn.
I definitely would love to collab with you if you're down. I do adult stuff.
Wait, am I being punked?
She wants to collab with him on OnlyFans. She wants to do an OnlyFans collab. Do you guys know what she's talking about here? OnlyFans. She wants to do an OnlyFans collab. Seriously. Pork.
Right now, what do you mean, adult work? You mean laying laying pipe, or putting on?
Oh yeah, I love when people lay pipe down.
What? Oh my God! So what is your? Tell me about your resume. What do you do for a living?
I do.
He has no clue who she is. He has no clue that this is like YouTube's biggest troll. She's all, you want to do OnlyFans with me? Let's collab.
YouTube. I do YouTube videos, but I also do adult content on OnlyFans.
Oh my God, you know what? You look familiar.
Maybe not my face, maybe like underneath.
Okay, can I tell you something? The minute I jumped on you, like the people that were on this call went from like 800 to like 2,500.
Oh, really? Oh, hey, what's up? I'm glad because people need to know more about you. I want to bring my following to you, and you bring your following to me. We can have an amazing like Instagram collab hookup. You know what I mean?
She is so trolling for fans.
You are so sweet. Okay, so how are you? So here's the thing. So how are you dealing with like? Isn't this like weird? This whole like I drive down the freeway and I'm the only one. I'm considered a necessity or whatever.
Right.
Because I'm a designer and I'm keeping contractors working, but like I want to get through this. I want to get America going again. So it's just. But how are you dealing with this whole like social distancing? I mean, are you?
I'm good. I'm a loner. So like I'm always alone. So to me it's totally fine. I really don't have friends. I don't really go out. So this is it. My life's online. I post every day, Ed.
I'm a loner. What she really means is that literally nobody wants to like know who she is because she has screwed over every single person on YouTube and everyone hates her. Like literally every community hates her this year. Like she has pissed off everyone this year. I'm totally fine with this because I don't have friends. No, it's because everyone hates you.
YouTube videos a day, 2 adult films a day, and I do my TikToks. I'm busy, I have to be at home all the time.
And you're talking to me right now? What? I don't deserve this.
I love you. And I know you can't say if you're single, but you are definitely the hottest one on 90 Day Fiancé. I only watch it for you because you know what they say. I always go for the short guys because they always are the ones packing. You know what I mean? So
they're
I
packing.
Watch you and I'm like, I know what's going on.
Oh my God. If my mom's watching, I'm gonna watch her. You're so sweet. Oh my God. You're so like full of bubbly and energy. I love it.
I love you. I truly, truly do. Like, I talked to some of the other 90 Day people because I'm a fangirl. Like, I talked to Lisa. Lisa came for me. You know what I mean? But, like, at the end of the day, like, you're it. You're, like, it and everything and real. And you'll be, like, a star. You'll probably get your own spinoff if you and Rosemary are still together. Even if you're not, maybe you'll find another girl in the Philippines next year. You just never know with you. The sky's the limit. I love you so much. You were on the H3 podcast right before I was on H3, and I was just like so excited. I was like, oh, I love Big Ed. I took one of your little stickers. You're just so amazing. You're like a star.
Okay, you gotta DM me so I can send.
She is being so fake. She is being so fake. This is so fake. And look at that. I stopped her on. Yeah, do you want to lay below me? She would do anyone for clout, I think, right? Am I wrong?
And you some stickers. I mean, can I tell you what happened? You probably heard the story, like when Zach reached out to me on H3. I didn't know who they were because I'm an idiot. Like, I'm not very social media, whatever. And they called me. And
he literally has no game. She's like sticking her tongue out and basically, look, her tongue is out right there. And he's basically just like, oh, who are you?
And talk to you. You gotta, because my publicist is like, no, you got any interviews, you gotta run through me. I'm like, okay, fine. So I basically said, oh, I can't. And then they're like, oh my God. So the next day they're talking about me rubbing mayonnaise in my face, in my hair, which is true, right? Because I do stuff.
Love that.
And then they're like,
oh, it's so hot. Oh, Ed, do you want to be on my OnlyFans channel with me? Oh, Ed.
And then they like, oh, we want to get him on the show. And then people start calling me, like, do you know who they are? I'm like, no. And then I find out they have like 6.5 million followers.
They have a lot.
I find out that they have 6.5 million followers. P.S. The person who is below me has 5.2 million followers. He's so dense. He has no idea.
And they were so nice to me.
You like them?
I love them. They're like, and I'll go back. I'm going to go back. Maybe we can do a show together.
Yeah, I've been on their show a few times, like 5 or 6 times there now.
Oh, then we're
I've been
in,
on there
but you can
so
help me get
much
back
because
on.
We're totally in. If
I'm
you ever want to
so
come on my
hot.
podcast, I have 5 million followers. and
Come on my
3 million views,
podcast.
billion with a B. So if you ever want to come on mine,
I've had 30 billion views on YouTube. Yeah, 30 billion with a B. So come on my podcast. Clout, 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 clout. And she's trying to get him interested by pretending she wants to do the sexy things with him.
hit me up.
Wait a minute, what? Is this really happening? This is amazing. Wow.
I love you. I have yet to get.
Okay, Alistair says, is there anyone who doesn't know who she is? You are, if anyone is there that doesn't know who she is, you're lucky. It's true. The problem is that she's so cringe that like, I like to do streams about her sometimes because she's such a mess. And I don't know. She's Trisha. She's got her page is, her YouTube channel is called Trisha Paytas. She is a professional troll.
From 90 Day on my podcast, Darcy said she would do it, but she's not in California, so.
I'm in.
Yay!
Yeah, so do me a favor. Can you,
Okay.
I'm new to these terms. Can you DM me? I think it's a direct message.
Yes.
And let me send you a Big Ed t-shirt and tank top and
Oh, Big Ed, you're such a dad.
stickers.
I
I would love it. Somebody wants to say hi to you. Hold on. Teddy bear.
Ooh. Let's see. Oh my God.
This is my baby Teddy.
Oh, what's his name? Is the name Teddy?
Yeah, Teddy bear. That's my baby. He was on the show. Listen to this. He was on the show. He was in my backpack in the opening episode.
Oh yeah, and your little like moped.
Yeah. No, not a moped. I have a Vespa.
Oh, it's like the same, right? Or no?
Oh, no. It's
Is that Rosemary behind you in the picture? Is that her in the painting?
No, that's some of my. So I'm a cover photographer, and I used to do art shows. So that's in the middle is Miss California, and then there's Jen Stein. She's a famous.
I can't stop looking at his greasy forehead. Look at that. Do you think there's mayonnaise on his forehead?
Miss salsa dancer in San Diego with Majesty, and then that's my friend Cassidy. That I did an art show called Recycled Fashion in Contemporary Form, where I photograph these elegant ladies in like I said, these vintage outfits, but with really a lot of colorful background, and I used to sell my artwork, but unfortunately right now I don't have time to do photography. My main focus is my day job, and then trying to keep up with this whole like reality stuff, which is crazy.
She's literally like, ew. Okay, so that's it. So Big Ed has a big head. You guys, he is getting a humongous head right now because all these people, and you know what's hilarious is during this video, Michael Rappaport, do you know who he is? He's like a comedian. He's like in the comments. Look at that right there. Big Ed is that guy. Like Michael Rappaport. He's like got a podcast. He's a comedian. All of these celebrities are obsessed with Ed right now. It is really, really weird. And I think he thinks that they like him because he's like cool. And I think Ed doesn't realize that people are actually like making fun of him, I think. I don't know. Like, I don't have anything really to. I mean, Ed's just on the show. He's been a complainer, and that's all I've really had to say about him. I mean, who knows what else was going on there. And then he was just like, well, I'm not sure if I'm not her meal ticket. Well, of course you're the meal ticket, Ed. Of course you are. So I don't know why he uses mayonnaise to wash his hair either. He does make people great material. People make fun of him. I don't know. But everyone is like obsessed. Yeah. And then there was these throwback photos of Ed where he actually like looks super young. Let me see if I can find a photo of him from throwback. Let me find it. I found it. All right. So, you guys, this is ridiculous. It is crazy, this photo. So here's Ed younger. Like, this photo has gone viral. Because he doesn't, I mean, look at him. He looks good. He looked good back in the day. You know, fit. Anyways, he doesn't look like that anymore. She can do a mukbang on Ed's head. Oh gosh. With I don't know, why does he use mayonnaise to wash his hair? I don't know. Anyways, okay. So that was the big Ed stuff. Okay. So if you have not been watching Before the 90 Days, please get on the bandwagon because I will be doing recaps of it. And we will do that on Monday mornings. He is in his 50s. I think he's 53 or 54. And he's 54, I think. Okay, shiny hair. Oh, shiny hair. Good God. Okay. So then the other thing that I was gonna talk to you about was Nikki Tutorials. So are you guys familiar with Nikki Tutorials? She is a beauty YouTube influencer person. She's like a really large YouTube channel. She's got like 14, I think, million subscribers. She has been on YouTube for a bajillion years. Thank you, Michelle, for your super chat. And in January, Nikki actually, she came out as transgender. And it was after she said that somebody was blackmailing her and kind of like forcing her hand. And she decided that she was going to take back her power and just tell the community, like, hey, like, I've been like transgender this whole time, like, you didn't even know it, I am still Nikki. She, like, that has not changed. She said, I transitioned and I went through my full transition, all of the surgeries while I was on YouTube. You guys had no clue. I never knew how I was going to share this because it never felt like the right time. And so they basically pushed this girl into a corner and said, you have to come out, otherwise we're going to out you. And she came out, and it was a powerful video. The video is called I'm Coming Out. It is powerful. If you want to watch it, it has 34 million views on YouTube. But she was offered a million I'm sorry. She was offered a million different interviews. So everyone wanted to interview her after this all came out, right? Like, literally everyone and their mom wanted a piece of her. And she was, picky. And she decided that she wanted to not be on she decided she wanted to go on to Ellen DeGeneres, because Ellen DeGeneres obviously is a lesbian and is an ally and is in that sort of same community that she's in and was Nikki's idol and icon. So on a Dutch talk show back, I don't know, a couple months ago, she actually did not hold back about her experience and said that Ellen was cold, that Ellen actually never said hello to her before she actually went on stage. And earlier this week, she said she was doing a Q&A on a Dutch publication called And See, and she said this, call me naive, but I kind of expected to be welcomed with confetti cannons. Welcome to the Ellen DeGeneres show. But instead, I was greeted by an angry intern who was a bit overworked. I was expecting a Disney show, but I got Teletubbies after dark. She said that after that, she was not allowed to use a private bathroom and was forced to use the public restroom because the other guests were using the private toilet, and it was the Jonas Brothers. So she said, I was not allowed to use the nearest toilet because it was reserved for the Jonas Brothers. Why did they get a private toilet, I thought. She also said that it was great for her to be on there because it was able to get like exposure to people that didn't know her. And she was happy for the experience, but she said that Ellen wasn't nice. And she said she wasn't as nice as other hosts that she has spoken to or been on since this. So she said, it's nice that you say hi before the show. She didn't. Ellen is just such a different world. She called her distant and cold, and it was a huge honor to be on stage with her, but it wasn't nice as I thought. And she also went on to say, after Ellen, I figured, don't meet your idols. Now, this isn't the only people that have like been coming out against Ellen. Apparently, she has got her staffers furious with how she's handling everything related to the pandemic. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork and saying that behind the scenes, Ellen is one of the meanest people in show business. And I don't know why we should ever be, I don't know that we should be surprised. When she was a comedian, she was kind of a snarky bee. You know, her comedy was being mean to people. Amber says, I heard she's really controlling to her wife too. I don't know anything about her relationship with Portia, but I do know that it's had a lot of ups and downs. Nadia says, Ellen does get a lot of people that say she's nasty. Victoria says, don't forget where you came from. Just saying. I always thought that she wasn't like that either. I thought she would be a lot nicer. But apparently, like, everyone and their mom. I think, hold on. There was actually an article I was looking at earlier today. Ellen DeGeneres mean is actually like a trending thing you can look up on Google. So there's, okay, Insider has an article. A comedian offered donations in exchange for stories about Ellen DeGeneres being one of the meanest people alive, and he got 2,000 replies. This is from the Insider. But it says, Ellen DeGeneres is a widely beloved TV show host who helped pave the way for LGBTQ plus acceptance. But behind the scenes, insiders and LA natives who say that they've worked with her say she has a reputation for being rude. Those rumors and stories, past and present, are cropping up again thanks to a viral Twitter thread and a YouTuber's shady retelling of her recent experience as a guest on the show. So here's what they say. Kevin T. Porter, a comedian, said that DeGeneres is notorious one of the meanest people alive. Wow, that's big. One of the meanest people alive. He says the resurgence of people wondering whether DeGeneres is as nice as she seems on TV is mostly thanks to Porter. So he put this tweet out, says, right now we all need a little kindness, you know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about. She's also notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Respond to this with the most insane stories you've heard about her, and I'll match everyone with $2 to the LA Food Bank. So he gets all of these retweets, and he said he ends up donating $600, and he has 300 stories told in his replies. And he said it's hard to verify it. But this is what someone said. When I was 15 at the Ellen Show when I was 15, the Ellen Show was doing a contest for fans, making a bust of her and sending it to her. I worked so hard on this and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop in a game and gave it away to a random person with $500 attached to the bottom. Let me see if I can do a screen share of this so you guys can see this. This is really bad. Let's see. I'll put this up so you guys can see it. Okay. So you see there's the photo of her making this, and then there's the game where she uses that as a head and then puts $500 on it. So she spends all of this time, and she says, I worked so hard on this, and even wrote her a letter. Weeks later, she used it as a prop. Another comedian said DeGeneres almost got her fired from her serving job over chipped nail polish. She said, I worked at Real Food Daily, served her and Portia at brunch. She wrote a letter to the owner and complained about my chipped nail polish. Not that it was on her plate, but just that it was on my hand. I had worked till closing the night before, and this was next morning. I almost got me fired. That's awful. And then she said, when my manager sat me down and asked if I'd served Ellen at brunch, I was actually pumped because I thought maybe she'd want me for a bit on the show. I'm an actress and comedian, and at the time, I would have loved a break. But alas, it wasn't. Of course, it was just so surprised she'd take time out of her day to be negative to someone who served her, who was obviously on a lower position than her and also probably an artist of some kind. It was just petty and cruel. She has a sensitive nose, so everyone must chew gum from a bowl outside of her office before talking to her. And if she thinks you smell that day, you have to go home and shower. She has a new staff member was told every day she picks someone different to really hate. It's not your fault. Just suck it up for the day, and she'll be mean to someone else the next day. They didn't believe it, but it ended up being entirely true. When she's in a bad mood, staff members are highly encouraged by upper management to go into her office and do bits to cheer her up. She cares about animals, which is good, but is so sensitive. For example, if someone tried to show her a funny viral video and way in the distance a barely audible dog is barking, she'll scream at it and say, can't you hear the animals in the distress? Why did you show me this? Obviously the story about Nikki and Kathy Griffin, she has a long-standing feud with her. She called DeGeneres out in one of her books, providing obvious clues about her identity and writing that she was mean. Apparently that was sat so poorly with DeGeneres that she called Griffin and complained and told her face-to-face that she was mean. Griffin told her that face-to-face. And she said, Ellen, this is my experience with you. I said, you've been mean to me. I'm not saying you're a mean person across the board, but you can't, take my story away. It's like my experience. Apparently, Dakota Johnson said that Ellen DeGeneres lied to her. She said, actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show last year, you gave me a bunch of SHIT about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited. And DeGeneres put back, but I did invite you and you didn't come. She compared spending quarantine in her lavish home to being in prison. So apparently she isn't the nicest to staff members. She has an attitude sometimes. I don't know. It's all kind of, crazy. I love Kathy Griffin. She actually ended up getting a really bad, there was that bit she did about President Trump, and it was so poorly received, and it ended up basically killing her career for quite a bit of time. But Kathy I've seen her live. She is such a hilarious comedian, and I have always really liked her. But yeah, apparently no one likes Ellen DeGeneres anymore. Who knew? I've never really watched the show, so I don't really know a whole lot, but it was interesting to have, I think, Nikki's take more than anything, because the whole thing about, yeah, I mean, obviously you take all of that with a grain of salt. I'm literally just reading you what was in this article. I don't really know any of that. So yeah. Anyways, so love her, hate her. Some people hate Kathy. Some people hate Ellen. Some people love Kellen. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, some people don't like Ellen apparently, and that's like in the news right now apparently. And Nikki can't stop talking about her, which I think is like part of the reason why it's making such big news, because I think so many people wanted to talk to Nikki, and I think she felt disappointed and maybe wanted a better reception, assuming that she had been such a big ally for the LGBTQ plus. So that's what I've got there. One I read was Marissa says, one I read was Ellen had a guest who she thought was pregnant and told her to sip some champagne if she wasn't. The girl ended up miscarrying a week later and the whole world knew. Wow, that's horrible. Wasn't that Mariah Carey with the pregnancy thing? I don't know. If that's true, that's terrible. That's horrible. It was Mariah Carey. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Ellen is a comedian. Comedians are notoriously mean. Sometimes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's still funny in the show. I guess a lot of people still watch the show. So I always feel like this is sort of how this works. This is kind of what I feel like happens is like people are put on a pedestal because everyone's like, Ellen's amazing. And then people get like worn out by that person. And so then they have to like tear them down. So people are at a point maybe with Ellen where they're just like, we loved you for so long, but now it's not your time. We're going to tell everyone that you're a meanie poopy head, and now it's time to drag Ellen. So Brenda says perhaps Ellen should check herself on how she treats others if so many people are saying these things. That's true too. This mixed style video was so nice, Katie. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm glad. I think it was fun to do more than one topic. I don't know if the miscarriage was caused by champagne, Christy. That I have no idea about. But I don't know that would. I have no idea. Take things with a grain of salt. Yes. Victoria Lynn, very good reminder. Take everything with a grain of salt because obviously these are people's opinions. And Michelle Miller says, no, Ellen did not cause it. Don't be ridiculous. Yeah, I don't think that Ellen could cause that to happen. But maybe because the miscarriage happened, then people like blamed her. I don't know. I have no idea. No, Mariah Carey refused the champagne, which confirmed her pregnancy to the world, and then she lost the baby and had to deal with it publicly. Oh, that's where we're at. That makes more sense. Thank you, LEB, for subscribing. She was forced to reveal her pregnancy. That's terrible. I hate when that happens. I never knew that Mariah had a miscarriage. The issue isn't Cameron Cat says the issue isn't she drank, it's that she made her out her pregnancy potentially, which is wrong. That is wrong. No one should be forced to out their pregnancies. Donna says, I don't care how much money you give away. If you don't respect people, then you're not worth a penny. That's true too. Good golly, Miss M says, I heard Ellen bullied Mariah into telling her she was pregnant on the show. That's so awful. That's not cool, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this mixed stream. I had a blast. This was super fun. And the live streams that are going right now on YouTube. So the issue here is that if you're just catching this on the tail end, it's not going to upload right away onto my channel. But so it's not going to end up in the algorithm because it takes like a million hours right now. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't know why this is happening. But if you are just wanting to make sure to watch it, it'll show up if you're on your app. Just so you know, if you end up on the app and you are on my page and you go to my main channel, the video will appear under past live streams. So it's not going to show up on uploads, but it'll show up on past live streams. So if you want to make sure that you catch it and you want to watch it, it'll show up on past live streams, okay? So thank you guys so much for being here. I saw some faces in here I haven't seen in a really long time. I hope you guys are having I hope you guys have a great evening. I will be back sometime tomorrow. If you haven't yet checked out 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, make sure you do. It is hysterical, and I think you'll like the recaps that we're doing on that. They're pretty fun. And if it's late in the UK or over in Europe, go to bed, get some rest. I'm glad nobody did anything it's actually just a blister. Do you guys have like voles? So there's different kinds of things. There's voles and there's moles. Moles actually burrow underneath, but voles actually sort of stay on the top and burrow just around, and they create these big divots and like this zigzaggy pattern, and we have them everywhere because we have like a lot of fields around us. They're kind of like really large field mice. And I was busy raking up the wreckage. So yeah, all right, you guys, I'll be back later with more, but find this on the live streams and it'll probably be uploaded where you can watch the replay tomorrow, but you should be able to find it on my page. And always, the links are shared on my Twitter and on my Facebook if you want to watch it before it finishes uploading. All right, you guys, have a great night. Bye.